Hey, what's up, guys? It's JRUSSO, and today is April 3rd, Thursday, and we have a 5-game NBA slate, and it's honestly kind of not that pretty. This took me a while. I also spent a little bit of time trying to clear up my setup a little bit as far as like my computer goes, because yesterday was a bummer. I had 4 plays ready to go, made a 30-minute video, and then went into editing and there was no audio on it, so I wasn't going to release that. All the plays got moved a little bit and bumped, and so I ended up going with a new 4-man, made a whole new video, and that's what we ended up having, which did not pan out well. Let's talk about it. So Jordan Poole ended up cashing his points again against Sacramento. Took him over 16.5. He went for 23. Jalen Green went for 2 assists. This did not pan out. They dominated that game, 143 to 105. And Anthony Davis, this under on his fantasy score, with the potential blowouts, which there wasn't a potential blowout in this particular game, but I was kind of getting into like a little bit of a sharp betting approach yesterday, going heavy with the optimizer and with his minutes and with just the sort of uncertainty of like when is he going to bounce back. Well, I picked the wrong day to take his under, and I talked about it when we were taking him, like this could end up like blowing up in our face, and AD absolutely popped off for 69 fantasy score. So yeah, and that was on the optimizer, that was the top play. That was 60% juiced to the under. And so sharp betting doesn't always work out. In this case, you're taking a big chance, and that one hurt. But it's good to see AD back in full form. That was an incredible performance. So will not be taking his unders moving forward. But Kristaps Porzingis ended up not playing. We were taking his under 29.5 PRA. No warning, just last minute DMP. This is what's unfortunate. The first slip that I put together ended up cashing. Jordan Poole, 16.5 points. Mark Williams, over 24 points, rebounds. Isaiah Collier, over 19.5 PRA. He went for 37. And then Kelly Olynyk, under 21. I feel bad. I was so flustered yesterday when I made the video because I was just like, dude, I just spent like an hour and a half to 2 hours that I have to just scratch because, between research, filming, and everything. And I just jumped back in there, and then the second round of plays did not play out. But today, I'm not, going back to the board to look for more plays. I'm going to show you what I'm getting into. It took me a while because this is kind of an ugly slate, but here's what we're going to be going with. Going with Jaxson Hayes over 11.5 PRA. We're getting this at 10.5 on Underdog. Let's pull it up here. Okay, so that was we'll go live. Getting this at 10.5 on Underdog, and it's a little bit of a smaller multiplier. It's like in the 90s percentage wise, but I'll still take it because Underdog gives you a higher multiplier overall for flex plays on 4-mans. So the default is a 6x instead of 5x, so we can afford to take a little bit of a discount there. And then we're going with Pelle Larsson, rookie for the Miami Heat. Everybody that plays like shooting guard / small forward, like the 2 or the 3 against Memphis, just gets to eat. We'll talk about it, but 18.5 PRA, taking that for more. Going with Morant in the same game, over 36.5 PRA. I'm going to go ahead and attach those rebounds and assists. I know everybody's on the points. I want the rebounds and assists for this particular matchup. And then the last play is going to be Caleb Houston, over 8.5 PRA, for Orlando going against Washington, in which case I think should be the type of situation where some of the reserves get some extra minutes tonight. So that's what we're going with on Prizepicks and Underdog. If you haven't signed up for Underdog yet, I think nothing else is different. Caleb Houston, yeah. If you haven't signed up for Underdog yet, use my code JRUSSO, and they're going to give you up to $1,000 in bonus cash, plus a free pick to help you cash your first slip. And they've got more promos coming very soon here as we approach the start of PGA and eventually WNBA, the official season. They'll be running all sorts of fun promos, but they also have stuff like streaks, which is really awesome. You play a 2-man to start, and then every day you can add another play to that, and you can take days off if you're not liking the slate. And it's awesome. And then you cash out whenever you want. As long as you keep winning, you can, they let you go all the way up to 11 plays. And every time I'm at like 4 or 5 plays, the multiplier is getting so high. It'll go up to 1000x eventually, but you can take your time day by day and keep adding one more play. Or like I said, take days off. It's really fun. And then you can plays as low as $1, which used to only be a thing on a few platforms, but now like Prizepicks has adopted that too. And I think it's kind of fun with streaks because it's going to stack up anyways. So you can just kind of do that on the side and not have to worry about like it cutting into your bankroll too much. You got to manage that all properly. So yeah, check it out. Code JRUSSO, get all that hooked up, and all that information is down below. All right, let's start breaking down the plays. If you guys don't mind, do me a favor, like the video, drop me a comment. If you guys have any questions about plays, I'll be happy to look them up for you and get back to you in the comment section. Really appreciate the support. It helps so much with the algorithm. It's just the more engagement and activity, the more eyes they put the channel in front of in the videos. So I appreciate the support. You guys have always been really good about that. All right, so Caleb Houston. This opened at 7.5, and I was loving it. I was absolutely going to lock it in, and then as I was building the slip, it bumped up to 8.5, and I'm still taking it. If we take a look here, he's cleared this 3 out of his last 5 games. A little bit volatile, but we're in a matchup here where he should be able to get this done with a little bit of extended run, I think. If we look at the head-to-head, last time they played was just on March 21st. He had 6 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists, ended up going for 13. The minutes definitely correlate with his output. Although first time he ever played them last year, he played 10 minutes and went for 13 PRA as well. But he had 21 minutes in that last matchup, 120 to 105. I think we're going to see a similar situation here tonight because, yeah, Jordan Poole, I'm kind of fading him tonight. I've been all about the Jordan Poole wagon, but he's on a back-to-back. He hasn't typically done well in back-to-back situations. He's not terrible. Like his last 2, I think he did pretty good. But overall, the history of his career, he hasn't popped off the same way in back-to-backs. Now he's going against the toughest defense in the NBA. And he didn't get it done last time they matched up. I know I'm not taking Poole, but I'm just giving you guys a little info about it. He didn't hit it last time they matched up, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have it pulled up anymore, but he also was averaging more attempts per game during that time. He's kind of down to 13, 14 attempts a game. And so, yeah, I'm gonna pump the brakes on Poole tonight on the back-to-back. But we have a 214.5 over under, 14.5 point spread. Magic Vegas is predicting a blowout here. And on top of the Wizards not being able to handle this absolutely stout defense at every position, they're also, with the Wizards on the back-to-back, I think that guys like Wendell Carter are going to get extended runs. I was looking at I almost took his PRA. I think it looks pretty good. And but this Caleb Houston at just 8.5 even, I'm going to be taking this all day. If you look at the matchup, obviously it's really soft. Washington, 30th in points allowed, 30th in rebounds allowed, 26th in assists allowed. If we go specifically over to the small forward position, it does tighten up a little bit. 10th in points allowed, 12th in rebounds allowed, 17th in assists allowed. But this is just 8.5 PRA total, and I think that he should be able to get probably up. I would think he gets at least 20 minutes, and we saw before he did it in 10 minutes in this matchup the first time he ever played them. So yeah, he just got it done against the Spurs for 16, did that in 25 minutes, and then you can kind of see. I mean, this Spurs game was a little bit closer, 116 to 105, but then they gave him a lot of extended run against Sacramento in that absolute blowout, 121 to 91. He ended up playing 25 minutes and he went for 24 PRA. So I think it just correlates with his minutes. He plays against Charlotte and not a blowout, but ended up going just 12 points, didn't get anything else done. But 22 minutes. So if we can get around that 20-minute mark, I think that he should be good to go, and he may end up getting up in that 25-minute mark. But over the last 5 games, he's averaging 20 minutes a game, give or take, maybe closer to 21 minutes a game. Shooting 60% from the field on just 5 attempts, doesn't really need to take that many shots. But when he does get that extended run, you can see it bumps up to 7, 8 attempts. And yeah, 60%, not bad at all. 61% from beyond the arc. So even with this like smaller output, he's averaging 2.8 made threes a game. So when he gets that extended run, this dude can get it done. That's just on 4.6 attempts. So he's cashing the majority of his shots at 61% from beyond the arc. 1.4 potential assists. We're just taking it because I think the points rebounds was like one lower. If that was even available, I think there was like 2 props available on Prizepicks. I'm just taking the full PRA. 4 rebound chances. So this just screams to me, smash the over. Let's take a look at daily grind. Since this just got bumped, there's a chance they might not like it if it's okay, so maybe it went back down to 7.5 because it's there. If it's at 7.5, smash it. I got it locked in at 8.5. So they like his points, rebounds, and assists over 7.5 at a 53.74% odds to hit the over, -140. And they like it. There was the points assists. There was the other prop they had, and they like that over too at 5.5. They have it at a 50.8%, but that full PRA, almost 54%. So I'll be taking that all day. And I'm not even that bummed that I locked it in at 8.5, and you guys might get it at 7.5. I'm happy for you guys. But let's keep it rolling here. Let's talk about Ja Morant. So he's cleared his PRA in 4 straight games, and then missed it by one more stat of any kind would have cashed him against Utah. Let's see the minutes. Yeah, so still just averaging about 33, pretty consistent, even in games like against Utah. I was actually close. That was one of those nights that Utah kept up a little bit, which they can do from time to time. But he's shooting 56% from the field on 20.8 attempts. So I just absolutely love it when we get a prop where the player is up over the 20 mark on average for attempts, because that's just like nice high volume. But 56% averaging 11.6 made buckets a game. And then 42% from beyond the arc, averaging 2.6 made threes a game, getting to the free throw line, 7 attempts a game, cashing 5.4 made free throws a game right now, 9.2 rebound chances, and 13.6 potential assists. So in this matchup here against Miami, one thing I really feel confident about, why I want the full PRA, is we saw what Jordan Poole just did to them. You know, it's like these guards actually are able to, especially high volume shooters, are actually able to have a pretty solid shooting percentage, put up a decent amount of points. Jordan Poole went for 35, if I'm not mistaken, when we took him against Miami, and he had done that in the history of the play. That's why we took it that day. So he'd averaged like over 20 a game against Miami. And this is Jordan Poole, and he still just dropped 35 with that Wizards team against Miami. So I think Ja Morant should be able to definitely capitalize, averaging 20 attempts a game. I think he should be able to put up a lot of points tonight. Wouldn't be surprised if he knocks on the door of 30 points. That's why I want the full PRA, because if you look at the matchup, 13th in points allowed to point guards. I know that Jordan Poole technically plays shooting guard, and it's actually even tighter, and he put up that 35 points. But 13th in points allowed to point guards, 11th in rebounds allowed. So I'm going to have those rebounds attached, because we know Ja's capable of going for 7 or 8 rebounds. He hasn't really been in that rhythm lately, but we know it's in there. We know at any given game he could go for 7 or 8 rebounds, and it wouldn't be weird, because the dude has just got, like, he's like Jordan with his hang time. You know, the dude is ridiculous. But and then look at this super soft matchup for the assists. 27th in assists allowed. So if he's drawing a lot of attention, he's got plenty of guys that he can dish it out to. And over these last 5 games, we've seen a little bit of glimpses of the rebounding. This game against Cleveland, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. And then against LA, 8 rebounds, 10 assists, 6 rebounds. So in that last game against Golden State, he only had 3. But yeah, just give me everything for Ja tonight. I don't want to just rely on the points. And we don't have a head-to-head to compare to. Let's take a look at his last 5 away games. Does he play better on the road? Not necessarily better. These were 2 soft matchups, but his last 2 games on the road, he went for 42 and 43 PRA. But I just really like this matchup against Miami. And I think it should be a nice close game, so we don't have to worry about any really blowouts that would cut into his minutes. He should get the full minutes tonight. 225 over under. Memphis favored by 5 playing in Miami. So it's going to be exciting. I like it when I have an opportunity to take a player who I really enjoy watching play too. So it'll be fun having a little bit of everything Ja's doing tonight. Nothing to be concerned about on the injury side of things for the Grizzlies. We do have potentially some guys returning tonight for Miami. Jovic may end up coming back. Kevin Love, game time decision. Duncan Robinson, game time decision. Andrew Wiggins, game time decision. So I was looking at Davion Mitchell. He's been on fire lately. I still like the play, but just slightly concerned about what this rotation might look like. But dude's been playing great. I was thinking about taking his PRA over 19.5 as just a little bonus play. If you guys are interested in it, you could take a look at it. All right. Actually, let's go to Ja real quick. Let's go. Okay, so they like his assists over 7 as the best play. 52.3% odds to hit the over, -128. And it's at 7.5 on every other platform. So you're getting a little 0.5 discount there. They like his points rebounds over, 51.6% odds to hit the over, -126. Points assists at 31.5. They like that. 50.86% odds to hit the over, -122. They're not feeling it all together. It's just slightly favored to the under. Again, this is getting more into like sharp betting and just comparing odds and looking for value. So they don't think that this is the best value. But they have it at a 50.16% odds to hit the under, -119. So go with your gut. This is more of a narrative thing for me. We don't have a head-to-head to compare it to, but after seeing what Jordan Poole was just able to do and what Ja's been doing lately, I'm just going to take the full PRA. I think he's going to get a little bit of everything tonight. So, all right. Excuse me. Jaxson Hayes. This is great. I think, yeah, we're getting it at what? 11.5. This actually bumped up to 12.5 and went back down. Would have loved to grab that 10.5 on Prizepicks at just like an even rate, but I'll take a little bit of a discounted multiplier on Underdog and still get that line. So he's cleared this in 7 out of his last 10 games. I know over these last 5, it's only 2 out of his last 5, but we have a couple reasons why he should be able to pop off tonight. The matchup. The matchup doesn't really affect him too much on points. Golden State is tough in some areas, but 9th in points allowed to centers, but then 26th in rebounds allowed, 21st in assists allowed, all to centers. But he has a great history against Golden State. Regardless of the squad that he's playing with, and by squad I mean the different look that the Lakers have had. He's cleared it 4 out of the 5 head-to-head matchups with the Lakers, and by a decent amount. All 4 of these caches were 15 or more. You can see he gets a lot of rebounding done. And then the last matchup on February 6th, he went for 11 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. So I'm just going to take a little bit of everything for him as well. That's on averaging 22 minutes. The only time he didn't hit, he only played 11 minutes in that game. The field goal percentage is at 65%. So he's only averaging 3 made buckets a game and clearing this PRA because he doesn't need to do too much, but we could see a little bit of Lob City tonight if LeBron ends up playing. And you've got Luka and LeBron, just feeding him at the rim because they draw so much attention as scorers. So 11.2 rebound chances in these head-to-heads is what he's averaging, and then 2.2 potential assists. So another just nice low line. Now let's wrap it up with this note from Outlier. He's exceeded 10.5 PRA in 17 of his last 19 home games. So we already like the matchup. We like the head-to-head history, and he just happens to be popping off at home where he's playing tonight. So I know this is a little bit different than the 11.5. There's only one cache of the 10.5 that the 11.5 wouldn't have cashed to. So that's 16 of his last 19 he's cleared in home games. He just pops off and at home, like averaging still just that 23.6 minutes a game. You can see some of these games, he's still cashing it at home. Against Boston, he went for 14 and he played 14 minutes and did it against Boston. He just loves LA apparently. But yeah, averaging 23.6 minutes a game in these home games, 76%, still just 3.8 made buckets. So he's not needing to do too much to get this done. 10.5 rebound chances, 2.5 potential assists. So the lineup here, or the stats here for the home games look just like what he does to Golden State, regardless of if he's playing at home or not. It's very similar numbers here with the assists, rebound chances, minutes. So I think this will be a night where he gets his full minutes. And man, it's showing that 10.5 on Underdog is a -146. It's -146 on here too. So super juiced on those. Let's see what Daily Grind thinks, and we'll look at some of the other odds makers. They love his assists over 0.5, 52.34% odds to hit the over, -132. Everybody that's offering that is favoring it to go over by -120 or higher. And then the points rebounds at 10.5. They love that on Prizepicks, and we're getting all of that for Underdog. Now they have the PRA favored to the under. I'm not taking this under. They must think he's just going for 11 on the dot because they love the 10.5 over. They don't like the 11.5 over. I think he's going over 11.5 as well. So I'm happy to take that. But they do have that one favored to the under, 52% odds to hit the under, -127. They like his points assists over 6.5. So you've got some pivot options here, but this is the kind of stuff that you get when you're looking at like sharp betting type stuff, which is an awesome part of, awesome thing to have in your arsenal to understand a little bit more about sharp betting. I'm more of like an analytics and statistics based type of guy, but I'm exploring the sharp betting stuff more and more because it's just a different style of play that you can benefit from. There's a lot of guys out there making a ton of money off of sharp betting. So I like to know a little bit about both, but I'm not like swayed away from this 11.5 PRA just because the sharp betting tool is heavily favoring it under, because it's just looking at what all the other odds makers are saying. And I mean, maybe I'll be talking to you guys tomorrow and talking about how Jaxson Hayes went for 11 on the dot, because it is pretty precise, but I don't think he's going to have trouble getting over this tonight. Let's keep it rolling here. Wrap it up here with this dude, Pelle Larsson, who's got this done in 3 straight games. And I know that I was just talking about all these guys coming back, in the rotation potentially changing and whatnot, but he is projected to be starting tonight. This is RotoWire. If you take a look here at the small forward position, expected lineup. Now, that doesn't mean that it's a guarantee, but he's been getting solid minutes. They're really happy with his output here. So if you look at the discrepancy here, it's like it correlates really, like where he wasn't hitting, he was not getting minutes. I mean, 15 minutes was the most that he got. That was against Boston. And then when he's getting 30 minutes, 29 minutes, and these 3 straight games, he's been absolutely getting this done, 24 or more on the PRA. So it's looking pretty solid. Now, I was talking about at the top of the show how I literally target this position against Memphis because guys just tend to eat at that small forward / 2-3 shooting guard, small forward. In that range, guys really tend to pop off against Memphis. And you can see the huge soft spot there at the small forward position. I mean, overall, Memphis is letting teams score 25th in points allowed, 11th in rebounds allowed, 19th in assists allowed. But it just gets so soft at the small forward position, 30th in points allowed, 27th in rebounds allowed, 27th in assists allowed. So hopefully he's able to get around that 30-minute mark tonight since he has been delivering for them. The only head-to-head he went for 8 and he only played 14 minutes. So he still shot 40% from the field, but just did not have the minutes to really get much done. So go with your gut. This is not like a totally proven player, but the dude's been hot lately and he's got a soft matchup, so I'm feeling good about it. Let's take a look at Daily Grind here for this game. They like his points rebounds over 16 as the top over, 50.51% odds hit the over, -120. They're not feeling the PRA over 18.5. They have it just slightly favored to the under, 50.27% odds to hit the under, -117. Everyone's kind of got this somewhat of a 50-50 shot, Pinnacle included. Pinnacle's, I think probably, I don't know a whole lot about all these other odds makers, but a lot of people that I trust that really know what they're talking about are always raving about how Pinnacle has the most accurate odds as far as predictions go, and they've got this at a -115, just 100% 50-50 shot. So I think he's going to be able to get this done in this particular matchup. Let's look at the over under. So yeah, 225 over under, Memphis favored by 5. We talked about that with Ja. So yeah, I mean, like it's worked every time for me in the past when I target this position against Memphis. So I like this kid to be able to get this done. He's in rhythm right now, 3 straight games of 24 or more. and averaging 7.8 attempts, shooting 49% from the field right now, 50% from beyond the arc, not taking that many threes, but 1.2 made threes a game, and that's with these 2 bust games, So 20 minutes a game, even with these 2 games with 3.6 minutes and 7.2 minutes, it's because he's getting around 30 minutes a game right now. So we'll see. We may end up being in a position too. Obviously, his minutes will probably get cut a little bit, which we can afford for that to happen if Wiggins ends up playing. But Wiggins, if he wasn't just, potentially, if he was off the injury report, I'd probably be targeting Wiggins right now. But I just think this line is a little low at 18.5 for the way he's been playing. And I think that they'll probably still give him at least 25 minutes. So, but yeah, 9.3 rebound chances over these last 5, 2.8 potential assists. So I'm feeling good about it. If you guys want to check out this optimizer from Daily Grind, you can get 25% off when you use my code JRUSSO. They're going to just hook you up with 25% off for as long as you want to lock it in. So that's all the way up to a year if you want. I will show you some bonus plays now, show you what's hot on the optimizer. Oh, no way. Did Jaxson? Okay. It's like, did Jaxson Hayes get bumped up? Oh, that was when he was at 12.5. Okay. So it's updated now. So this Carlton Carrington PRA, they like this under 22.5 quite a bit. 54.03% odds to hit the under, -137. It is at 21.5 on some platforms. So maybe they are just thinking that's a little too high, all the way up at 22.5. They're really liking RJ Barrett over 10.5 rebounds and assists. I was really tempted to take something of Barrett's tonight because he is, back. He missed a little bit of time. And then we also have Scotty Barnes. That's a game time decision, but I just kind of want to wait and see. I need to see a little bit more from Barrett before I start jumping back in there. But they love this 10.5 rebounds and assists over. 53.9% odds to the over, -136. They're not feeling Anthony Edwards at 37.5 PRA. This was at 36.5, so it got bumped up even higher. It's all the way down at 35.5 on some. So this 37.5 might be a decent under, especially because who are they playing again? The Nets. Yeah, they're playing the Nets, who are also really beat up. No Cameron Johnson tonight, and they've got a few guys that are out for the season now. Just a 215.5 over under, and Minnesota's favored by 13. So Anthony Edwards under might be at 37.5 might be worth throwing in the lineup, but that always makes me nervous because he's another one of those guys. He's like AD, it's like he could just go nuts any game. So if LeBron ends up playing, this might be why we're getting this lower line here at 15 because he's not fully cleared to play yet. But sometimes you get a discount because they know the uncertainty of whether or not he plays. But 15 rebounds and assists, they love this to go over. 53.8% odds hit the over, -137. There's that Caleb Houston, 7.5. They love that. 53.74% odds hit the over, -140. And that's 7.5 PRA. Franz Wagner, they like him over as well. 33.5 PRA, 53.67% odds hit the over, -135. Only thing that makes me nervous is if this turns into a nasty blowout. He might not get as much run, in the third and fourth quarter. Trendon Watford, 7.5 rebounds and assists, 53.61% odds to hit the over, -136. Bam Adebayo points, they like that over 20. And then Jalen Wilson over 1.5 assists. That does look kind of tempting. I think his last 3 games he's cashed this, and it's heavily juiced everywhere that it's available at 1.5. It's at a -135, literally on all of them. DG has it at a -139. And then Orlando Robinson points, rebounds over 17.5, 53.38% odds to the over, -135. So there's plenty of options here. And I'm just showing you guys this, but like I show you guys this quite a bit. Some of these are gone in a minute. Like you can see the board just changed when I refreshed it. Some of them are still there, but yeah, if you guys want this tool for yourself, you can really take advantage of these plays that are on the board for just like 5 or 10 minutes, and you can lock them in before they're gone. But this is getting a little bit more into sharp betting. You can use this tool without taking that approach, just like I do. Sometimes I'll have a player that I like. I'll throw that player into Daily Grind, and then I'll see which of his props is looking like the best value. So there's a lot of different ways you can use this tool. They also have a bunch of different tools like an AI slip generator. They have a middling tool. They have a fantasy scores tool. You can get into all that. If you want to try out any of them, just code JRUSSO, 25% off of any of those. So that's going to do it, guys. If you guys want to check out Outlier, you can try this one out for free. You just sign up through the link below. You don't need to put a code in, and they're going to give you a week with this just to give it a test run, see how you like it. And it's an awesome app if you like dialing into statistics and really, there's just so many settings that you can tweak to really get a look at exactly what this guy's opportunity is tonight. With removing players that are out and then projected minutes, you can adjust the minutes dial. Like it's an awesome tool. So try it out for free for a week. Sign up through the link below, and that's going to cover it. Appreciate you guys so much. Thank you for the support. Let me know if you have any questions about anything. In the comments, I'll look up some plays for you if you need. But yeah, have a great day, guys. Enjoy getting through this 5-game slate that's kind of a little weird. But yeah, we'll be back for Flex Friday tomorrow. Have a good one.